If it happens in wrestling, it happens here. This is the Superkick Society. Welcome in and welcome all to this week's episode of the Superkick Society. I'm your host, Cam Sterling, joined by the resident Alpine fan, Josh Alderman. Maybe the only one you'll ever see in your life as the F1 season kicks off, but we're
The
sticking
only
to the
one.
world of wrestling this week at least. We had Austin Terry of the Race Hangover. What was it, last week, 2 weeks ago?
Couple weeks back.
Yeah. So F1 is in the air, but wrestling is always in the air because this show never stops.
There's no off
So
season in wrestling.
never, never, ever. Well, we have a pretty jam-packed episode, a lot of storylines to cover this week.
hmm
No massive championship shifts or no
No,
massive PLEs this week, but a lot of stories that are worth covering happen this week.
I'm sorry.
So,
Saying no major title changes
oh,
is
oh, oh.
this this man didn't do his research.
Uh, I did do my research. It's just regular at this point. So, um,
Ooh, I see what you
yeah,
did there. I see what
yeah.
you did there.
So,
All right. You know,
PU.
let's start from the start. Monday Night Raw. This week was a fairly tame episode. Nothing too
Mhm.
extravagant, nothing over the top, nothing offensive though. Like not overly bad. Of course, the big talking point coming out of that episode is Rollins stomping Heyman.
Paul Heyman got his crap rocked.
It's been a
That's
long
what
time
happened
coming.
on Raw.
Yeah, that's one of those things where you just watch and it just feels right. Paul Heyman getting his head stomped in. Now, we did also see the appearance of multiple other masked men as diversions
Yes.
to lure the Vision's attention away.
The meme has continued.
Yeah. Is that just like a thing now? That Seth Rollins can just do that?
It's been a thing since like 2021, man.
Like, oh, I need to sneak up and attack someone? Like,
Let me put on a
jobbers.
black hoodie and mask.
Yeah, jobbers, local trainers, I choose you.
Oh.
Pokemon ass battles. I don't know. Is this just a thing that Seth Rollins can summon jobbers clad in all black to go and distract people?
Well, I saw a post that the two that happened at the Elimination Chamber and the SmackDown before were like his students at his wrestling school.
Okay, so
So he's obviously Seth Rollins. He's got connections, and
hmm
he's providing jobs to his students to get on
yeah,
TV and to
it's pretty cool.
be in that environment, which is pretty cool. So I don't hate it. It's nothing to sneeze at this point. Like,
Nothing to write home about.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, there's not much to it anymore. It's a stereotype at this point. So
Overplayed a little,
yeah,
but you know what? At least some good came of it.
definitely.
Now, something not so good is the continuation of, and I don't want to say this because it's going to get clipped again, the meat hunter gimmick. The big meat hunter Obafemi. He is on the
Oh,
prowl. Monday Night Raw is his safari, and Rusev is his next prey.
the big meat hunter, trademarked by Joshua Alderman.
Please, dear God, no.
Um, I said this before and I'll say it again. I hate Obafemi being in squash matches. I hate that Rusev is put in to that situation. He is much
Hmm.
better than a jobber to be squashed. Um, and I said this before and I'll say it again. It's not only doing damage to Obafemi, but it is doing damage to the people he is squashing.
Hmm.
Like, I don't love it. It's
Yeah.
it's just wasting time until WrestleMania when, dear God, I hope he faces Brock. I don't know what if I swear to God, if he has a squash match and doesn't even appear on WrestleMania, I'm going to
By
blow
God,
the
that's Kit
gasket.
Wilson's music. By God.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
I I just really, really hope this slows down before WrestleMania.
Yeah. And if nothing else, like, okay, sure, you can keep him in these kind of precursor matches before the Brock
Hmm.
showdown. At least let them be matches. I know you want to show that he's this big dominant force. You can still do that while making the other person look half decent. And I want to see this like progressive, for lack of a better term, power scaling as he goes up. Kit Wilson, not too much meat on his bones. Miz, established vet, so that's there, but again, not the biggest guy. Rusev, he's a little meaner, rougher, tougher, and now he's building up to the beast. That is like simple,
Mm.
easy storytelling, the path that they could go down. But if you do that, at least make them semi-competitive matches because his talents are better suited for real matches and not just squashes. We get it.
I
He's
would,
dominant,
yeah.
but not like this.
I would really like him to see intertwined with the Vision.
Hmm.
Um, Maybe an Austin Theory match to get him into those talks because that leads to Paul Heyman and Paul Heyman can lead to Brock. And
Exactly.
it's still a scalable match that can somewhat shift the idea that Obafemi is just 2013 Ryback all over again. And that just gets him into the talks with the top guys on the promotion. So
Yeah.
I hate him being in squash matches. Literally, he came in at the same time as Javon Evans and
Mm.
Trick Williams, and they're all getting into elimination chambers. And we were all expecting Obafemi to be a main card, like a top of the card guy straight out of the gate, and it's been the opposite. So I really hope this stops soon. Um, yeah, I don't have much more to say on Obafemi. It's just been the same thing every week.
Yeah. I will say I do like the way that you book the natural progression from Austin Theory to Brock Lesnar.
Mm,
Just
perfect.
naturally. Of course. Those two are just so
Maybe,
linked.
maybe he needs to rip apart Paul Heyman.
Which one? Austin Theory or Obafemi?
Austin Theory has no chance in a match with Paul Heyman. Come on, man.
Just one more fight. Oh man. All right.
Uh,
Now on to some real graps. Penta is your new IC champ, and the
That's not
Danhausen
real
curse
graps, bro. It's not real graps. Dom was cursed from the beginning. He wasn't gonna win.
You know what? I don't mind Danhausen. I know
I,
we I know we made some very harsh okay,
dude,
me made some very harsh comments
I it's not
last
even
week.
like I don't mind Danhausen. I love Danhausen. The feeling you get when you watch Kit Wilson write poems,
Is
that's the feeling
Danhausen.
I get when Danhausen shows up with his Demandhausens.
Yes.
And it's just gold. It's comedy gold.
Yeah,
They
one
haven't
segment and
had
I'm hooked.
they haven't had a comedic gimmick that has hit me this well in a very long time. Like
Hmm.
I got more satisfaction out of two Danhausen skits than anything R Truth has done.
Ooh, that's a little bit of a
Yeah.
hot take, but you know
It's a
what?
hot take. It's a very hot take, but like he just fits. He just
Yeah,
fits so well, and WWE
he shouldn't, and
has
that's the
run
thing.
dry of these type of gimmicks.
Yeah. Like he really, really shouldn't work as a side character on your two flagship shows, Raw and SmackDown. This shouldn't work, and somehow it does. Comedy wrestling is the best wrestling, and
It's entertainment, man. It's World
exactly.
Wrestling Entertainment.
And yeah, just the Demandhausens, his own blimp, the Triple H pointing picture.
But he does.
Oh man, I was hooked. And then obviously Judgment Day interrupts. He places a curse on Dom, and
Screwed,
the
man.
okay, I will say, Penta, Penta should not be winning titles because of Danhausen. He should be winning them because he's Penta.
That part, I very much agree.
Like it's that little caveat that because of the way that they've told this story, oh, Dominic Mysterio wouldn't have lost until Danhausen put a curse on him, and that
Ooh.
allows Penta to claim the title. I don't like that caveat. Danhausen is awesome. He's really funny. He's won me over in 1 week. That's how good he is on the mic as just this comedy guy. And Penta is Penta. Like legit, one of, if not the best luchador of the last decade. Sorry, Ray. But like we'll talk a little more about him later, wink wink. But some of his stuff previously, like he is a killer. He is fantastic. He's shown that in WWE, in the ring as well. He's brought all those talents, aging like a fine wine, and he won the IC title because of Danhausen.
It's tough.
That just rubs me the wrong way. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think?
It's tough, man. Like, I really wanted this to lead to a Finn Balor turn,
Yeah.
and now that's not gonna have a title in the picture. Um, God, I love Danhausen being in this prominent of a storyline, but like,
Hmm.
it does draw it back just a little.
Yeah. It's always going to be that little caveat that's attached itself to Penta's title win.
Mm.
But you know what? The main event of the night definitely made up for things just a little bit. The face-to-face confrontation between Punk and Reigns. Whoo, mama. We got ourselves a
This
heated
is
program.
gold. It's gold.
It's looking really
Roman
good.
Reigns and CM Punk has been like 15 years in the making.
Hmm.
Like, they're just so good on the mic. This could not have happened in the Big Dog era,
No,
100%.
it shouldn't have.
No chance.
Yeah,
So, like, the fact that Roman has come all this way to be able to go 1v1 in promo battles with CM Punk,
that's impressive.
it's very, very nice to see.
And yeah, we're talking about CM Punk, one of the greatest. Like, I'm putting a Mount Rushmore of promo cutters of all
Hmm.
time. The guy can talk. And for Roman Reigns to literally and figuratively stand toe to toe with him is nuts. Like, you go back 7, 8 years, and you
That's
say
some
that,
suffering succotash, son.
yeah, you say that to anyone pre-COVID, it's just a different world, alternate universe type stuff. But thanks to the OTC and him really being able to spread his wings creatively instead of being the guy, it just feels right. And this is going to be a banger of a program, banger match at Mania. It should and will headline one of the nights.
I know we were worried coming out of the Royal Rumble being just two 40-year-old unks back at WrestleMania battling for the title.
Hmm.
How many WrestleMania main events does Roman Reigns have by now?
Yeah, I think
Like eight.
it's some weird statistic. Like he's main evented something stupid, like however many WrestleManias in a row. I want to say seven
Yeah.
or eight. It's just insane.
So like that part of it is kind of getting overplayed, but the fact that the build-up has been this quality, this good of quality on the mic,
Hmm.
and this entertaining really makes me look forward to this match. And I have no clue where it's gonna go either. Either of
Exactly.
them could win.
Okay, so just looking at it, 31, 32, 33, 34, 37, 38, 39, 40 nights 1 and 2. Main events of WrestleMania. Dude. And yet,
And the ones in between, he was dealing with leukemia. He was dealing with uh
long-term COVID.
long-term COVID. He had a hernia for one of them, I
Yeah.
think, in between there. He
The
could have
most
main evented
WrestleMania,
every single one.
yeah, the most WrestleMania main events of anyone in history. And yet, this one feels right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
really weird, but it feels right. And you know what? It's just going to be fantastic. I cannot wait to see how the rest of this program turns out, especially after such a heated promo segment on Raw, like trading barbs, Punk bringing up Roman's dead father. I'm just saying, do we get a Larry mention at some point? CM Punk's
Ooh.
beloved and sadly passed away very recently dog Larry.
Oh, not Larry.
I feel like that's something Punk would allow. Like he's that kind of
Roman coming out with a Larry shirt
storyteller.
on.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah, this is gonna be
Ooh.
a vicious feud, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
No.
All right, it's that time of the week again. NXT. Pack your aspirins and your straight bottles of vodka, folks. It's time to talk about the AAA brand to WWE's main roster. Okay.
I'd take AAA over NXT any day.
Real graps. Um, okay. Miles Bourne beats Ethan Page one more time in a rematch. Bourne still the North American champ. I feel like he's gonna be called up like maybe next WrestleMania. His time on NXT isn't done quite yet.
Miles Bourne?
Yeah, I feel like that's
Really?
someone you can really build around, especially since coming up soon, there's gonna be
Hmm.
that big swath of swath? Big crop of
Swap.
Wrestle
Swap. I think
big
swap.
crop of WrestleMania call-ups
Yeah.
in the weeks following WrestleMania. NXT is going to be further decimated than it already is roster-wise. Yeah, I think Miles Bourne's going to hang around a little longer, but losing the title here, sorry, losing the title last week and not gaining it back here, I think Ethan Page, they're just stalling time before he gets called up.
God, that's. I mean, I love it for Ethan Page. He doesn't belong in NXT, but you
Hmm.
brought everybody up.
Who's left? Seriously.
God. We're gonna have an NXT championship feud between like Eli Knight and Josh Briggs soon.
Just one more fight. Never mind. Um, then, your big women's one of your big women's rivalries, Izzy Dame versus Tatum Paxley for the women's North American title. They cut a cool promo segment,
Hmm.
good story beats, and then the camera pulls back to reveal they're sitting in front of a dollhouse, and
Oh.
Tatum Paxley is playing with dolls and making doll analogies, as one does.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I feel that.
I get we're supposed to believe this is like her psycho goth character, but like, tell me you're a 60-year-old straight white male who's never really seen the outside world, who's writing this storyline without
Hmm.
telling me that this is exactly what you are. It's,
Feels like an HBK ass segment.
yeah, where it's just a little out of touch and weird
Yeah.
and quirky for the sake of quirky.
Like he got the Firefly Funhouse and that like went overboard to the point where it worked.
Hmm.
This is just weird.
All right, you're gonna love this one.
Am
Tony
I?
D'Angelo's first big match back at Vengeance Day is Dion Lennox of Dark State in potentially a parking lot brawl.
You liar. It's not gonna like that.
It's true. No one likes that because why would they? We've
Can
talked about our
Tony
absolute
D'Angelo just have like a 1v4 handicap match and wipe out Dark State for the rest of the year? Like,
man.
I'm so done with this.
Make
Like,
it make sense, dude. Okay. Again,
wipe out
set
everybody but Saquon Sugars
I
because
was
he
just gonna
actually
say,
works.
set aside Saquon Sugar's, his work, Lucky Ali and DPW and on the Indies,
hmm
fantastic.
Lucky
He is
Ali
a
was so good.
a blue chip prospect. The guy has it. It's just a shame that they lumped him in with a bunch of college NIL signees who can't wrestle and don't belong. And speaking of college or perhaps even high school students, Vanity Project is now aligned with Ricky Starks. Ricky Saints. Starks just sounds cooler. Yep.
It
So
does.
now you've got all of these
Oh,
preteens who look like, again, never seen a hard day's work in their lives,
ugh.
just finishing up, grade 9 French,
Yep.
just wrapping up their calculus homework, and oh, sweet, time to go wrestle. Is this illegal? Are these children allowed to be running around and wrestling on live television? Should we call the Orlando Police Department? Is this a concern, folks?
We call CPS.
Yeah, are these children allowed near the ring? And now their caregiver, their primary caregiver, is a rock wannabe? I will say, Saints is great. He's good in his own right, but you can tell who's influenced him, like who he's drawing inspiration from, because he had his own little Rocky concert at the end of the night. I'm not even bothering with
He's just a big
continuity.
Elias fan. Come
Oh yeah, he's a big
on.
old Elias fan.
Yeah.
Some of the worst guitar playing I've ever seen, and I get the point is to lampoon Joe Hendry's concerts, but like there's a very fine line
So bad.
between satire and absolute shit. There is a fine line, and this ain't it.
It wasn't even crossed. It was like broken into smithereens. I mean, like, I wanted Ricky Saints to be NXT champion, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if I want that anymore off that. Like,
Yep. And okay,
why are you pushing Vanity Project into a storyline with Ricky Saints?
and then your third level women's feud, Jada Parker versus Blake Monroe.
Why is Blake Monroe on the third level women's feud?
Yeah, because you've got your JC Jane, Soul, Zarya feud. You've got your North American title feud. Oh, and down here, Mariah May. Make it make sense, folks. It's going to be a street fight at Vengeance Day taking place probably, yeah, after this podcast
Ugh.
comes out. Or the event would have already happened, but we're recording this before Vengeance Day, so you'll find the results next week because we don't expect you to watch wrestling. That's why you listen to this podcast to get all the news about the stuff that you don't watch.
That is literally like if Tony Storm came to NXT
Mm-hmm.
and began a feud with Jada Parker.
Mm-hmm.
How would
That's
that
correct.
feel?
Not good.
Yeah,
Probably not. Because
this is
it,
so unsatisfying.
I get that you want to establish these people for WWE audiences, but the point that I will always hate, and I will bring this up just a little bit later when we talk about another recent signee not to WWE, is the fact that they insist that everybody outside of WWE, well, you need to learn the WWE way of doing things. Like, spend 2 to 3 years in the performance center. I mean, why? These people are already established. They've won
They're
titles around
way
the world.
established.
They are more experienced than some of these bum ass college or high school, if you're Vanity
They're more
Project.
experienced than most of the main roster people.
Hmm. Because WWE switched their style from bringing in established indie and worldwide names to let's scoop up some hack college athletes and train them and mold them to be wrestlers. They think that it can apply to
And then give them a weird
real
ass name.
wrestlers. Oh, yeah. We can have a whole segment another day about the worst NXT names in the last 5 years. That's a story for another day, but it always irks me to see, oh, new signee to WWE from AEW or international, and boom, immediately slotted in NXT. Like Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, Mariah May, Ricky Starks, Ethan Page. We can keep going, folks. The list is quite literally endless of these
Yes.
international talents who have main evented shows across the globe in Mexico, in Japan, in North America. They are established names. They don't need to be taught how to do an arm drag by some washed up mid carder from the 2000s named A Train. I'm sorry. That's just
We're
not
A
right.
Train, man.
Lord Tensai.
Bill DeMott.
It's just not right, man. Anyways, the one highlight, we mentioned it earlier, JC Jane, Zarya, Sol Ruka, all
I'm liking it.
feuding. I'm telling you,
I'm
this
liking it a lot.
it's gonna be a triple threat at Stand and
Yeah.
Deliver for the women's title. And in all honesty, the two losers should be called up right after.
God, you're
Who,
bringing more people out of NXT.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Hold them down there for even longer? Zarya, maybe. Soul is ready. JC Jane is like more than ready.
Yeah, I think Zarya wins this match, and
Mm,
then like you can't have Zarya lose and then call her up.
yeah,
Zarya needs to hold the championship for a bit.
yeah. And it really seems weird the way that they're taking the story though. As great as it is. Like it's been well told, they're all great wrestlers, so it works out. But this should be like a Gargano Champa level feud where tag team splits up and goes into this blood feud,
Hmm.
and it just doesn't feel like that. Like there's no real anger, animosity. I don't know. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but it just feels a
I
little
think
off.
I think you do that after like Soul costs Zarya or Zarya
Yeah.
costs Soul and JC remains champion. And
Mm,
that way all three of them stay down there. All three of them keep NXT to at least somewhat of a high standard
yeah.
because we know the men's division isn't doing that right now. So I mean, I think that would be a clever way to give Soul and Zarya that feud that they need,
Exactly.
and that should happen, as well as maintain that high standard in the women's division with such like solid talent at the top of the
Hmm.
card.
Absolutely. Now on to a little bit of a brighter spot in the week.
I
Dynamite.
was gonna say that is a lot more than NXT needed or deserved to
Oh
be
yeah,
covered.
we spent way too much time. Yeah, throwaway segment idea. What happened in NXT this week? Anyways, We got two maybe TV Match of the Year contenders in MJF versus Kevin Knight and John Moxley versus Hechicero.
Mm-hmm.
Whoo! This counts as my, if you haven't seen it already, go look up the highlights or go watch the full match award
We
for
should
this week.
mm,
Still
we should keep a
work
list.
still workshopping the title. Yeah, we should go back and keep a list of all the matches that I've said, hey,
Yes.
just go watch it.
If you haven't watched it, you should go and watch it award.
Yep, that's what I'm giving. Those two matches, bangers. And this is what I love about weekly wrestling shows when they loop in an overarching story throughout the episode. You opened with MJF versus Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight getting a little banged up, getting like messed up in the midsection.
Mm.
Then later on, you get, the throwdown for the trios title match. And then MJF interferes, and it's that midsection that keeps bothering him in that match. And ultimately, that leads to a pretty fair title change that we'll get to later. Now, we mentioned a big signing, not in WWE, that's right.
Hmm.
After rampant speculation that he's going to NXT to reunite with his little brother and his dad, David Finlay is all elite. That genuinely
That's
caught me off
massive.
guard. Like,
That's massive.
it's
Bullet Club
nuts.
might
Yeah,
still be looming.
if like New Japan's not using them, we mentioned that in one of our first episodes that Bullet Club
Hmm.
is gone. There are no branches of Bullet Club left alive anymore. And now you've got officially the graphic is out. They've been signed, I assume, to like dual contracts so they can keep obligations with New Japan as well, like Takeshita, where they'll take, a couple tours a month or two here and there back over in Japan. Talent sharing is always fun, but they are all elite. Finley, Connors, and Kidd. You've just locked up three of the best wrestlers out there. Connors, greatly underrated guy, super solid hand, power,
Hmm.
speed, tag team scene, anything. Gabe Kidd is a world title holder. Was held New Japan's like 1B title and just ran rampant, made a name for himself, and is
I
beloved
smell
over
a
there.
crazy trios match between
Yes.
Finley, Kid, and Connors versus Omega and the Young Bucks.
Yes.
That could be so good. So good.
And then you've got
And
Finley.
Finley has ties with the current trios champions, which we will cover in just a
Mm-hmm.
moment.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be an easy transfer as well. So
Because
a
yeah,
lot more coming in the trios division now.
Finley has really made a name for himself in the last few years. Like
Mhm.
leader of the Bullet Club. Started up Bullet Club War Dogs, the sub faction that kind of became the main faction. He was the leader up until their demise. Like that is a coup to get him when there were offers on the table from NXT, and it was basically a foregone conclusion that, oh, he's going to NXT, he's
Mm.
going to go there, he wants to go to WWE. His dad's there, his brother's there, Fit Finley and Uriah Connors, respectively. Dumbass name, but
Uriah Connors.
it sounds like an infection. But yeah, like this is a massive coup for AEW. Roster's still a little hefty, and there's
No,
not enough spots for everyone. But you can't say no to this kind of signing. Thumbs up.
love it. Love it. Yeah, I'm
Now,
sorry, Josh, but you have Uriah Connors.
no, say it ain't
No,
so.
say it ain't
Please.
so.
No. How much time do I have, Doc?
Um, ibuprofen should do the trick. You should be good.
Yeah, let's
It's
go.
not that deadly of an infection because it's on NXT.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. Good to know.
Yes.
I don't know. No transition here. Women's tag team scene. We mentioned the inspiration officially signing with AEW. That's a big get. And then this match happened. I can tell you're conflicted. I don't mind it though.
No. Mm-mm.
It was a comedy squash. The Brawling Birds, heavy hitters. Hayter, former world champ. Windsor, probably a future women's champ. And the inspiration, comedy heels. They get absolutely massacred. You don't agree with this. Let's hear
No,
it. Let's hear it.
they needed to go to WWE.
Yeah, I agree.
WWE with revitalizing their comedy scene with Danhausen could have uh, revitalized it even more with the inspiration, possibly going back to the Iconics. Who knows?
Could have just
I
revived
guess
the
we won't
women's
know
tag
now.
scene.
Just to have them be squashed
Hmm.
in the AEW tag team division when WWE needed it more, already had ties to them.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it
Yeah.
one bit.
I think it's hard to judge things on a 1 week basis, but like it's not a
Where do they go from here?
it's not a promising
Like
start.
AEW is not the spot for like heavy comedy wrestlers like the inspiration is. Like you
I
got comedy
mean,
wrestlers who can also wrestle.
yeah.
Like you can put Mark Briscoe in there, you can put Orange Cassidy in there. Like you got talented comedy wrestlers, but if you're looking for strictly backstage segments like the inspiration does, it's crappy, but WWE's the spot for that.
Yeah. They would have been better off, but
Mhm.
we'll just have to wait and see how things turn out for them as AEW moves forward. And then we got to the big main event of the evening, the conclusion of the aforementioned overarching story, a trios title change. We mentioned
Ooh.
last week that Proto Kata laid down the challenge to Jet Set Rodeo. Name the time, name the place. We want a title shot. And it turns out that Dynamite was the time, Dynamite was the place, and we got a big title change thanks a little bit to the work of MJF, but also just a deadly trio. You got Kazuchika Okada alongside one of the most underrated tag teams of this generation.
Mhm.
Aussie Open, Kyle Fletcher, Mark Davis. Obviously, Fletcher's become a single star in his own right, but those two are magic every time they team together. And then again, Okada is there as well.
It's just unfair.
Yeah, it's complete
Like,
overkill. Love Kevin Knight, love Speedball, love Hangman, but you ain't beating that. And they
it's
couldn't.
like
They
does
the
Don
Don Callis
Callis run the
fan,
Los Angeles Dodgers too?
the Don
Like,
Callis locality.
yeah.
Anyways, let's take a very brief pit stop to AMC, where we have Thursday Night Impact, TNA. We haven't talked about TNA since their debut on AMC, which was its own
For
separate
good
crash out.
reason. For good reason.
Very good reason because, folks, LOL TNA is alive and well. We had
Get off the debut, Josh. You'll get PTSD.
LOL TNA is alive and well because you know what? The Elegance brand had another in-ring segment with their gobbledygooker ass male sidekick, and they started beefing with. Hold on, Cam. Go ahead. Three guesses. Who in the crowd did they start beefing with? Well, I'm sorry, but if you had on your card star of so many god awful TLC shows and mother to Honey Boo Boo herself, that's right, Mama June was in the crowd, folks, and was promoting her new show called Mama June, and the Elegance brand started beefing, and then a TNA Knockouts original legend, ODB, showed up, beat up the Elegance brand, sure, cool, and then started handing out like meat snacks. TNA isn't real, man. TNA exists
Oh,
in its own
we got to
pocket
do a weekly
dimension.
TNA watch party.
Okay, new weekly segment. What in the hell is going on in NXT and TNA? New segment.
They got to combine. They gotta, they
NXT
gotta
NA.
combine for one show. NXT and
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
TNA. I
Oh
love it.
yeah.
Love it. Mama June appearance.
In the big 26. Okay. So switching from D-list celebrities to A-list prospects.
Hey, Mama June is not D-list. She's at least C-list.
Come, I thought you were gonna say E-list. But you know what? We've got an A-list prospect maybe potentially being signed to TNA. He got a dark match, he got what seems like a little tryout and exhibition, and kept his absolute banger of a theme song. That's right, folks. Ricky Sosa had a match with TNA and looked very promising. This kid, if you don't keep up with European wrestling, which I don't, I just found him out because of his entrance, which is so sick.
I found him out because of TikTok.
Yeah, he's gone viral for having this awesome entrance, but his talent goes way beyond that. Like the kid's still in
Hmm.
his teen years. He's got such a bright future, and I will make the very easy comparison to Leon Slater. If you want to get a look at what this kid is all about, because he may very well be coming to TNA soon based on this tryout match that he had before Impact this week, just go on YouTube, man. Just look it up. Like he just had a match out in France with Andrade and lit up the arena. Just go watch it. Seriously, that's how after seeing the social media clips, I'm like, okay, cool. Ricky Sosa. And that was the first match that popped up. You won't be disappointed. This kid is one to watch out for. All
Hmm.
right. Thankfully, we're moving out of TNA now. Friday Night Smackdown is here. Cam, what happened
Yes.
on SmackDown?
Nah, not much.
Okay, cool. And that does it for this week in wrestling.
Yeah, I guess Cody Rhodes won the WWE Championship, but
You know, just casually winning the WWE title. Just real American brother.
yeah.
Change the theme song. I want to get your thoughts on this because it will lead to Cody versus Randy, but at what cost?
Yes. I mean, I predicted it. I've been wanting it. I've predicted it multiple times, like before the match on Friday and
Hmm.
before even like at the end of 2025, really.
Hmm.
So I mean, like I like the outcome, but the road to get here was awful.
Yeah.
Like you did damage to Drew McIntyre very much. Um like you gave him a title reign in front of the fans, but like how much substance did that
He didn't
have?
have a title rivalry outside of just Cody. He didn't have a proper rivalry. Nothing in between winning the
It
title off of Cody, losing the title to Cody. I don't
it's
know.
just really tough. This could have all been solved if like Randy faced Cody at say the Royal Rumble and Cody kept it and lost it to Randy. And then you could have given Drew McIntyre like a possible chamber win and beating Randy and a solid feud for him and give Randy
Hmm.
the shorter title reign. You didn't have to slam Drew in the process of getting
No.
a legacy match that has been building up for years.
Hmm. And we've already mentioned the legacy feud. The legacy feud, like you don't need a title. That's it. You don't need a title for this. But suddenly we do. And you know what? If you want to keep Drew in the mix, maybe this should have been a fatal four-way at WrestleMania. All right, we move from the WWE title to the US title. We had an open challenge, of course, from Carmelo Hayes this week, and it was a pretty sick end result. Cam, who
It wasn't La Parka sick. Like La Parka in the Royal Rumble sick, but it's pretty
no,
freaking cool.
don't stop. If it ain't the fat guy with the chair who does his little dance, I don't want La Parka. I'm sorry, folks.
We don't like Diet La Parka here.
Diet La Parka. That's El Pork. El Porca. Anyways, we got one of the stars of AAA. Definitely a hot up and comer. It was a very big surprise. Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. He showed up, showed off. So glad I got the pronunciation right there. I'm not going to mention his name again, but he put on a really good showing
A lot
against
of people
Hayes.
just call him Dr. Wagner Jr.
Okay, but he's Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. He's the son of Dr. Wagner Jr.
That's why he's Junior. Dr. Wagner Jr.'s Junior?
So we had Dr. Wagner.
Mm,
We
mm.
got Dr. Wagner Jr.
Oh.
Then we got the son of Dr. Wagner
Mm.
Jr. Just call him Dr. Wagner the third. Like,
Paul
huh?
Levesque, switch it around.
You know what? Triple H, I think I know a thing or two about lucha, me being the young Canadian white man that I am. I know a little thing or two about lucha.
I watch Telemundo.
I've seen 205 Live. I did the little Kalisto fingers. Yeah, but forget the renaming. That match was really, really good. He's got a bright future. I could see him being moved to the main roster within the next year or so. Just really good. Now, from really good to really bad, let's talk about the horrific shape of the SmackDown tag team scene.
Joke.
All right,
Absolute joke.
we had a number one titles gauntlet, number one contender tag title gauntlet match, almost as complicated as my Just Go Watch the Match award.
God.
And what if I told you that in the hunt for the GOD, the MFTs tag titles, we had the likes of MCMG,
Ooh,
Fraxium, the
yes.
Wyatts,
Ooh.
Birdo and Angel, R Truth
They're
and
still.
Damian Priest.
Ooh.
I wonder who won that match.
Oh,
Cam,
it's got to be MCMG, right? They're like the most legendary tag team ever.
no way. It's
Oh, wait.
Fraxium.
Yeah,
Award winners.
Fraxium needs a push. They give
Yeah.
like 5-star matches every day.
Superkick Society 2025 Tag Team of the Year, Fraxium.
Yeah,
Or you know what? I wouldn't even be opposed to the Wyatt Six. Maybe keep that feud going. Why
exactly.
not?
That's solid.
Birdo and Angel, screw it. You know what? Give,
They still need a push. They did great work with Legado del Fantasma.
yeah,
They need this tag team push.
they need this. You know who doesn't need this? Damian Priest and R Truth.
Well, that's a good thing they didn't win, right?
Well, of course not.
Yeah.
Is what I'd say if I was a nerd. Hell yeah. R Truth and Damian Priest, baby.
Book
Greatest
it. WrestleMania main event night 2.
greatest tag team of all time. You can keep your Road Warriors, your Young Bucks, your FTRs, your MCMGs, your Undisputed Eras. Nah. Give me Damian Priest and R Truth, the greatest tag team of all time.
Mhm.
Big, tall Puerto Rican friend, man, and his funny friend, who also happens to be like 50 years old.
Yeah, our truth needs that tag team push.
I love R
Oh
Truth.
my.
You love R Truth.
I love our truth too. Everybody loves our truth.
He should not be in title matches in the Big Finish
No.
6.
He will
Against,
like he will likely be in a WrestleMania match.
against Gorillas of Destiny, against the MFTs, two of, well, one of New Japan's finest wrestlers, and Tongaloa.
Yes.
What are we doing here? Mind you, MCMG didn't win, had a backstage comedy jobber segment with depressed Johnny Gargano, and Berto and Angel eliminated the Wyatt Six and Fraxium. Lads, we're jobbing out Fraxium in the Big 26. Why? When the announcement came
No
last
wonder
week,
Tommaso left. I would have left if this was on the horizon
yep.
too.
When the announcement came that Road Dogg had departed WWE, that he was no longer going to be the head booker of SmackDown, I, for one, rejoiced. Maybe we'd see some competent women's booking. Maybe we'd see a revitalization of the tag scene. I was a fool.
You
I thought
walked
wrong.
into his trap.
I don't know how things could get worse after one of the worst bookers of all time departed the company. I wouldn't wish Road Dogg booking on anyone.
No,
Court mandated SmackDown booking. Like, I don't know what to say.
there's nothing to say.
And with that,
There's there's no reason for this to happen.
yeah, with that utterly depressing note, that's the end of this week in wrestling. But we've got a little treat for y'all. We've missed it a little
Hmm.
bit here and there, but it's back with a vengeance. Mount Rushmore.
Hmm.
What's the topic this week, Cam?
Well, with an inside joke at this week's TMU trivia night, because Josh and I are students at Toronto Metropolitan University.
Just
A
casual doxing.
clever little TV station came up in one of our questions. That would be Telemundo. And what other than to talk about Telemundo for than for it to be Lucha Underground?
No.
For a
No
special
way.
segment in this week's episode of the Superkick Society, Josh and I are going over our favorite Lucha Underground moments.
Yours.
Anything from weekly episodes of Lucha Underground to some of their pay-per-views or PLEs. Anything
Anything.
goes.
I mean, they didn't really have pay-per-views. They just had big
Yeah, PLE.
episodes.
Yeah, PLEs.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Yeah.
All right, do you want to kick us off?
You know what? I'll kick us off. I'll kick us
Good
off.
on you. Good man.
Now, I mentioned one of these in an episode of the Superkick Society long ago in our Forgotten Bangers of wrestling matches, and this is one of the my most nostalgic matches. I won't go heavily into it too much. Go back into the archives and find a more in-depth explanation of why this episode or this match makes my list. But I'm going Prince Puma versus Pentagon Jr.
Oof,
on Lucha Underground in 2016.
very nice.
Absolute gold from that match. Such a good mixture of lucha style and technical wrestling. It's like this one makes my if you haven't watched it, go watch it list. So it's a hot take. It may not be Pentagon Jr.'s best match. It may not be Prince Puma's best match, but it's the most nostalgic for me.
Very nice.
Second one, Prince Puma makes my list again against one of my favorite mid-card wrestlers of all time, Johnny Mundo, aka John Morrison. Prince Puma versus Johnny Mundo at All Night Long makes my list. Another fantastic mixture of that high-flying lucha style with technical wrestling. Johnny Mundo, one of the most under-pushed wrestlers when he was John Morrison, when he was Johnny Nitro. Name an era of John Morrison wrestling, and he has been underpushed the entire way. He deserved a top of the card run when he was in WWE. He never got it. And when he went down to Lucha Underground and really had full capabilities to do everything he wanted against people who are as skilled and as talented as he is at quickness and really really technically sound wrestling. Johnny Mundo was a stud in Lucha Underground, and I believe this was his best match against Prince Puma, aka Ricochet.
Very nice.
My third mention, not a match, my only non-match actually on my list. I'm going Angelico's dive
Oh, nice.
from literally the top of the stairs, which was unbelievable. Again, on a basic weekly episode of Lucha Underground.
Hmm.
You just don't find stuff like that anymore on wrestling broadcasts, especially the top brands.
No.
So, I mean, it absolutely unbelievable. If you haven't watched that, go watch it. The match still stands out, but that is the shining star of that match, and Angelico was very underrated in Lucha Underground, if I do say so myself. So that is the third spot on my Mount Rushmore, and my final one. This one doesn't really fit Lucha Underground. I never really thought it fit. It's a hot I won't say a hot take because it's one of the best matches in Lucha Underground history, but the style is not Lucha Underground. When you think about Lucha, you think about high flying, you think about high technical wrestling. You don't think of two hosses going at it in a Falls Count Anywhere match
Yes.
on Ultima Lucha. So I'm going the Machine Brian Cage versus the Mac in a Falls Count Anywhere match. The stop sign, the fire extinguisher,
The concrete.
the concrete. Oh my
Oh.
God. Brian Cage is a stud. I didn't know much about the Mac going into this match, but he looked fantastic. Um, and it's just such a good contrast between most of the top matches in
Hmm.
Lucha Underground history, which includes names like Pentagon, names like Prince Puma. You can go on and on. Ray Phoenix, Mil Muertes. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Hmm.
You don't see these big hosses getting this type of stage
Yeah. In a
on one of
lucha
the top
company.
episodes. Yeah. So that takes the final spot in my list, and yeah, well, I love giving love to Lucha Underground.
Very nice. And I will pick up right where you left off. You mentioned Pentagon, and I mentioned a bit earlier before he was cool tag team guy in AEW, before he was, fun-loving jean jacket wearing guy in WWE. This man was a menace. He terrified people. Genuinely just the most vicious killer asshat you've ever seen. He was breaking arms on a weekly basis and not in the way that he does in WWE where it's just like a transitionary move that your opponent's fine. No. In Lucha Underground, this man was breaking arms literally. And mind you, Lucha Underground is a such a fantastical promotion where you get people literally dying and having these like, they come back from the grave, or
It's like
they're,
ECW on steroids, man. It's
it's like,
crazy.
yeah, ECW it's our generation's ECW.
Yes,
If ECW also worked in Mexican like myths and legends,
yes.
and Pentagon, terrorized in the first season of Lucha Underground, just terrorized the roster, breaking arms, and the commentators were aghast at this. One of them, Vampiro, stepped up, a legend in his own right, but a little past his prime, stepped up in a Cierro Miedo death match. Good Lord, man. Like, we had fire, broken
Ooh.
glass, blood aplenty, because Pentagon was on this mission to harm anyone and everyone, all in service of his master.
Mm.
And at the end of the match, after brutalizing Vampiro, Vampiro calls him back in and reveals that he is his mentor. Like, good Lord, man, that I can't say the moment without providing the match
Mhm.
because they're so intricately linked. And Vampiro being Pentagon's manager, his mentor, man, that was just so sweet, so unexpected, and that is the top of my Mount Rushmore. Now, continuing on, we go to the second season, Aztec Warfare 2, basically the Royal Rumble.
Love me some Aztec Warfare.
And second season, the main dude, Dario Cueto, he's been out of the loop. He shows up out of nowhere right at the end of this 20-man match and announces that there is a 21st competitor, his little but big brother, Matanza Cueto, who had been hyped up for 2 straight seasons as the monster, as the ultimate bad guy. Worse than Pentagon, worse than Mil Muertes. He was the evil that Dario had control of and was threatening everyone with. And boom, right at the end of season two, or towards the end of season two, pops up as the 21st entrant in the 20-man Aztec Warfare match. And it's Jeff Cobb. Wrecks
Mhm.
everybody, cleans house, wins the match. Enough said. Now, we then have to talk about AR Fox versus Killshot in Hell of War. Ooh, if you do not like a little blood and guts, this is not your match. Man, just like the rivalry was so deep. Like the two characters had backstories in like the military, and it all came down to this, a three stages of hell death match.
Mhm.
Like Cam mentioned, Lucha Underground not always all about lucha,
Mhm.
but two insane high flyers doing some insanely brutal stuff to each other. Just go watch it. I can't describe most of it without this video being demonetized, this audio, this podcast, anything. But just so vicious, brutal, blood everywhere, glass everywhere, barbed wire, everything. And AR
Right up
Fox,
Josh's alley.
oh yeah, this is my kind of game. AR Fox, supremely underrated, and Killshot, well, he grew up to be a tough, mean SOB named Swerve Strickland. And with my last spot on Mount Rushmore for this week, I want to give another Pentagon shout out. He went up against not one, not two, but three opponents in the entire episode. Three opponents in a gauntlet match in this episode, all because he pissed off the wrong person. We're talking about Pentagon Jr. versus the Black Lotus Triad in a gauntlet match, all because he pissed off Black Lotus herself,
Mhm.
an essential character to Lucha Underground's lore overall. Way too much to explain to dive into, but ran afoul of Dario and Black Lotus, so she sent her triad, her bodyguards, her hired goons after him, and it was one of the most insane episodes in Lucha Underground's history.
Mhm.
Crazy, crazy straight run of 3 matches with Pentagon Jr. facing off against the Black Lotus Triad. And you're probably wondering, who did that consist of? Who were these 3 wrestlers? It was Kairi Sane, Mayu Iwatani, and Io Shirai. Like, intergender wrestling is a touchy topic, but this episode pulled it off perfectly, and we got 3 straight banger matches because of it. No notes, just a great moment. Storyline really built up to it. A lot to dive into, so do your own homework, folks. But oh, just nuts. And like your Angelico dive, if we had to pick a moment from the match just to single out, Io jumping off the same spot that Angelico jumped off of onto Pentagon, leading to her winning the match.
Yes.
Just nuts all around. And that concludes my Mount Rushmore. Just
Well,
too good.
that was just a phenomenal time rediscovering our love for Lucha
Oh,
Underground thanks to trivia night at the Met Campus Pub.
shouts out.
Shouts out. But the episode's not finished there. So we not only have one specialty segment, but we have two specialty segments.
No way.
So this week on the Superkick Society, for the first time, we are doing some blind rankings. Josh came with five. I came with five. We're just going to get straight to it. And in
Yep.
honor of Randy Orton winning the Elimination Chamber, as well as possibly facing off against his legacy teammate Cody Rhodes, we're going to discuss a lot of their friends with strictly 2010s wrestlers.
Yep. So we we don't know what the other person has written down for us. Just five wrestlers, and we've got to blindly
Mhm.
rank them one through five, who we prefer purely, solely based on what they did from January 2010 through to December 31st, 2019, in the decade of the 2010s. So I can bring up Jeff Jarrett, but we are
Mm.
only talking about what he did in the 2010s, in that decade. Brian Danielson, only in the 2010s. So you know what? Let's do it to it. You got started last time. I'll return the favor. I'll kick things off here.
Ooh,
So here we go. Where would you rank The Miz?
it's a good one. I think that's a good one to put smack dab in the middle. I'm gonna go three for the
Ooh.
Miz.
Oh, okay. Even with the WrestleMania main event, the
Even with,
reviving the IC title. Okay,
even
okay.
with
Even with. All right. What if I mixed in some Kane?
some Kane.
You a big Canaanite?
Are we talking corporate Kane? We're talking everything.
2010s.
Talking
The whole
everything.
decade.
Yeah. I gotta go Kane 4 now. He's not better than The Miz.
Okay.
Oh, that
Tough stuff.
sucks.
All right.
I need one person worse than Kane. Oh no.
Then you're really not going to like this.
Oh no.
How about 2010's Sting?
Oh no.
All of his work
Oh,
in the
A
2010s.
like TNA, WWE, everything, eh?
Everything. However you want to classify Sting's work in the 2010s, where would you put him on your list?
Was TNA Sting better than The Miz? Probably not. Crap. Oh no. Oh no.
Where's he going to go?
I'm, God, I'm about to put Sting at five and you're about to hit me with like Trent Beretta or something.
No.
Oh no. Is Sting
Sting
at
at five.
two? No, wait. Oh God. He's better than Kane. He had a bigger 2010s than Kane. No, I'm gonna put him at two.
Okay.
Two. Yeah. Two.
Then you're really not going to like me for this one. Where would you put one or five Ricochet slash Prince Puma?
That's mean. It's gotta go five.
Even after gassing him up in your Mount Rushmore.
I'm about to take corporate Kane over Prince Puma.
And last
Ah,
but certainly not least, 2010's Kofi Kingston. That includes the Jamaican era of Kofi Kingston.
Hey, that also includes Kofi Mania. So I
And
mean,
there's the caveat.
I don't hate it.
Not the worst choice. You
I
know what?
don't hate it. I think Miz could have been number one on this list.
I set it up just so that Kofi last, that
Yeah.
puts you in a tough spot. Where would you put him? But one kind of feels right with Kofi Mania,
Yeah.
with the New Day worked in.
Oh my God, yeah. New Day
New
is like
Day,
the greatest WWE tag team of the last 2 decades, championships wise at least.
not a
So
bad
I
2010s
I
for
I don't
Kofi
mind that at
Kingston.
all.
Okay, you know what? I almost respect that.
Okay.
We've got Kofi Kingston, Ricochet, The Miz, Corporate Kane. Oh no, good lord.
Kane.
Ki- We've got
Kofi
Kofi
Kingston,
Kingston,
Sting,
Sting,
The Miz,
Miz,
Kane,
Kane,
Prince,
Ricochet.
Prince Puma. No, Ricochet. It's not Prince Puma, it's Ricochet.
Could be Prince Puma. All right,
No.
let's hear what you got. I am
Okay.
not prepared for this at all. All right.
All right. First one. They don't want none. You gotta go AJ Styles, the
You
phenomenal one, at number one.
bastard.
Everywhere this guy has been.
2010's AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
Two.
Two.
Two leaves me enough space that if someone like elite, crazy quality,
I'm
similar quality to Styles comes up, I can put him at
I'm
one.
about to ruin your day then.
God damn it, Cam.
Let's go with his one of his best buddies. Let's go with Samoa Joe.
I love me some Samoa Joe. I'll put him at
You
four.
got the four.
And I love Samoa Joe.
Like NXT champion Samoa Joe, TNA Samoa Joe.
That's correct. But TNA, we were getting into like the sketchy face
Mm,
paint
okay,
era,
yeah.
beat down clan.
I'll give you a pass on that. Like prime Samoa Joe might be 08, 09, so it's
Mm,
just out of reach. Okay.
Pre-HD era. So you know what? I think there's a case to be made. I love Joe, but four, there's
Mm,
a case to be made.
okay. Let's go with Chris Jericho.
Jericho in the 2010s. Shit, that includes the list. That's his stint in New Japan, starting
Mhm.
AEW.
Is he better than AJ Styles?
I will put him at three. That feels
Three.
fair. He did some incredible work.
Okay.
Better work in the 2010s than Samoa Joe. I will say.
Okay.
I'm gonna hate you because I
Well,
know you're gonna put something stupid in there.
did I? Well, the second one I got, since you brought up Kofi Kingston, might as well go with his most legendary tag team partner ever, Evan Bourne.
We're bringing up Matt Sydal in the Big 26. That's five.
It's five.
That's five.
Okay, perfect. Because I think this guy is pretty prime for number one. My last guy on my
Okay.
list. Well, I brought up Matt Bourne, or not Matt Bourne, Evan Bourne. Um, got to go with a guy tight with the Miz as well, Alex Riley.
Mother. I hate you. I hate you so much. This is the
I,
final episode of the Superkick Society. This bastard has me picking by no choice of my own. My list looks like this. At the bottom, we have 2010's Evan Bourne. We
Tag team
have
champion, solid.
2010's, we've got Samoa Joe,
Mm,
Chris Jericho, AJ Styles,
oh,
and
yeah.
goddamn Alex Riley.
I mean, Chris Jericho could have gone at one. Who knows? He's got the list. You know, Samoa Joe maybe. NXT run was pretty good, but
I'm filing a restraining
I
order.
guess you're a big Alex Riley fan. So
If there's Alex Riley merch still existing in the world, I will buy it and I will burn it. Yeah, we get to 100 subscribers. I'm burning that live on the
hmm,
pod.
I want to see that next week.
I hate you. This may become a reoccurring segment because that was a lot of fun, even if I really, really, really hate the outcome of it. Alex Riley. I just knew you were going to screw me over, but I thought, oh, maybe he'll be like me and balance it out and give him something to work with. No,
I did. I gave you some low ones, gave you some high ones, but I can't hate you for liking Alex Riley that much.
I'm going to buy an Alex Riley shirt and mail it to you.
I'd love that.
I'm taking you to court. We're getting Alex Riley on the pod just so I can diss him. He did nothing wrong. It's all on you. But I'm taking out my anger on Alex Riley. I'm gonna boot up WWE 2K12,
The
whoop
only
his
game he's
ass.
in. Well, I think that's a good way to close out
Oh,
this
a
week's
good way. A
episode
good
of the
way.
Superkick Society. A lot went down this week.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Hard to bring it all into one week, but there were a lot of stories that we had to cover. Um, Specialty segments are back and back
And
better
worse
than
than
ever,
ever.
as you can see. But until next week, where we have a lot more to come with a new champion at the helm on SmackDown. We got a lot to look forward to on the next episode of the Superkick Society. But until then, I've been your host, Cam Sterling, joined by resident Alex Riley fan Joshua Alderman. And we'll see you next weekend.